Hello everyone and welcome. My name is Jeff and today we're going to have some fun playing Magic and we're going to play some Elemental Terror today. So Terror the Peaks with a bunch of elementals and a bunch of just ETB effects and awesomeness with Genesis Ultimatum being able to bring out a bunch of fun stuff to be able to kill creatures, kill opponents kind of instantaneously, hopefully, with Genesis Ultimatum and stuff. So this deck actually isn't mine. I forgot the name of it. I had everything opened up beforehand and then I lost it. But it was one of the Red Bull open decks that was played or whatever that ended up taking a certain amount of place or whatever. It qualified for the certain day. I can't remember or whatever. Sorry, so I don't have all of the information on this deck, but what I do know, what I know is happening here is that this deck is going to be fun because we get to play some elementals. We have Risen Reef, Leafkin Druid, Omnath, and Cavalier of Thorns as our elemental package, which those four are really the only ones that you really need in a deck. And then we have just good stuff besides that. Paradise Druid, Uro, Terror of the Peaks, and Yorion and Genesis Ultimatum as the finisher for this deck. And so, you know, four elementals, four of everything else, and we are set. And so this deck, I'm really excited to play. I kind of want to see a version of it with Yorion in the command zone, but I want to play this as it was played in the Red Bull competition overall. Genesis Ultimatum, I think, is amazing with this because we can end up bringing, if we hit a Terror of the Peaks, an Omnath, we have a bunch of elementals out there as well, maybe multiple Terror of the Peaks. They all enter at the same time, and we get to just kill opponent all at once, just like that. If we hit a Yorion, the same type of thing happens. We can bounce a Terror of the Peaks and a bunch of creatures and have a bunch of things enter the battlefield, do a lot of damage to the face. So that is kind of the main way to win, I think, with this one, where it's like we're going to just have like immediate, people aren't really expecting it, a bunch of damage to your face type of plays. And then if they have counter spells for like Genesis Ultimatum, Yorion, anything like that, they have answers or whatnot, then we can also just be able to do other big things like, you know, draw our entire deck with Risen Reef, like that happens every once in a while. Just do big Uro type of things. We have lots of ramp in the deck. And so overall, I think that this deck is powerful. I've not actually tested it out just yet, but I'm really excited to jump into it. So let's go ahead and jump into the gameplay, see how it does for us, and yeah, wish me luck. All right, up against Dr. Slump, bringing on Dr. Slump, and yeah, we definitely keep this. We get, yeah, Risen Reef with the Leafkin Druid into Fable Passage and such. Pellet Collector, okay, mono green might be a little bit difficult. And this is the issue, is there are some decks that if they are on the play and you don't have like the perfect blockers for them and whatever, you're just screwed. Like it's so hard to win against some decks. So yeah, mono green on the play is one of those decks that's just like, well, let's see if they have amazingness or not. And this is looking more Gruul. Gruul's may be better. Leafkin Druid is at least a good blocker. That is nice. If they have removal, we cry. Okay, we cry. All right, play Trinome out, tapped, pass the turn. So next turn we can Omnath, maybe kill Pellet Collector. Nope, not anymore. Another Omnath. If they have another Gruul Spellbreaker, we're just dead. If they have Questing Beast, we're dead. If they have like so many other cards that they can have, we're dead. So we have to play Omnath here instead of Risen. I guess we can Risen Reef, and just chump block. There is a small chance that can kind of help us there. And if we don't have to chump block, Omnath can come out and actually kill something else as well. All right, take action. So this is what I was hoping for. Pass the turn. So Omnath also gets a counter to target elemental whenever we have an untapped land or a land enter the battlefield. So we get to have a land into the battlefield after the fact here. All right, Domri's Ambush. That's bad, but that's cool. We can at least make him a 4/4 blocker is what I'm trying to say. Which doesn't help us when we're down to 3 life. Life gain? That's not it. Cavalier of Thorns doesn't do it. Yeah, okay. They did have enough damage. Well, we get to have lots of lands. Omnath will be a 5/5. and we're just too late. And this is the issue. Like, up against the more aggressive decks, being on the play, really bad. Having a bunch of tap lands at the beginning, whew, not good either. It's just gonna happen sometimes. That's fine. All right, up against Hero. Bring on a Hero. This dude. Mulligan this one away. It's always hard to drop 3 lands because I don't get 3 lands that often. All right, keep this. Drop the Genesis Ultimatum. I think I'd rather have the Terror. It's a bit more consistent. All right, Breeding Pool tapped, pass the turn. Runaway Steamkin. Cool. All right, Uro is actually really nice here. Paradise Druid, pass the turn. We actually have enough ramp and stuff that we can even trade off against the Steamkin here. So if they go for the attack, we will trade. They could play 2 spells and keep it alive. Is that worthwhile? Stompy. Here comes the stomp. Doo-doo-doo-doo. Omnath doesn't quite kill Steamkin. So yeah, just play the Uro. Risen Reef, nice. Play this tap, pass the turn. No attacks. Oh man, that's a Torbrand. That's big. So what can we play? Yeah, I guess we just chump. Down to 18. Play Risen Reef and chump again. I can just play big bodies for a few turns. We can stop Torbrand from attacking. If they have Embercleave, I think we're just done. So if Terror of the Peak stays alive, we get to play another one. Then we just start picking them off. How much damage do they have? 4, 6, that's 10, 15. Castle Embereth is lethal. So we have to chump block. Let's just go Omnath. It's a 5/5. We can at least block Torbrand. All right, we'll see. Robber of the Rich. Oh, just keep playing more 1-drop so I don't ya. All right, let's kill the Torbrand. Get it off the board. Embercleave. Stompy's the face. Yeah, that's lethal. Whew. All right, well, dude, what a draw for Mono Red. I just love whenever they just draw that well. It's the best. Up against Xandar. I swear I've played against this guy a number of times. Probably have. Paradise Druid, Uro. I mean, this is a great hand. That is one thing with this deck is we have almost 0 interaction. So we ramp. We wish that we could at one point be on the play instead of the draw. I mean, one day, guaranteed it's going to happen. Maybe not 2 days, but one day. Birth of Miletus. Militice? I'm sorry, guys. It's late. It's really late here. We're still playing. All right, Paradise Druid, pass the turn. All right, if we can get to the Genesis Ultimatum, life is so good. There's no more Teferi, so no more just annoying bounce. 4 mana Teferi is not as big of a deal. A lot of our card job, except for Omnaths, actually gets around Narset, so we're not as worried about that either. Do I shock myself here to keep Paradise Druid kind of protected? I suppose so. So, Uro. We have some pretty sweet plays. Maybe it would have been better to play Omnath there. Because we can have Terror of the Peaks, Omnath, and then Yorion come out all at the same time, so we can actually ping in for a bunch and a half. Play the Terror of the Peaks. I'm trying to save our Paradise Druid. I'm not really sure if that's better than shocking ourselves up against a deck that's playing more control-y. Maybe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Has the Shatter. Alrighty. Alrighty. Fill in the graveyard a little bit more. Alright, so Omnath. Oh, not at Omnath. Hit you. Breeding Pool tap. Get a counter onto Omnath. This is honestly not a bad card. 4 mana, 6/6 pretty consistently. Like, I've not really thought about playing this just as a... If we play a couple elementals, it's kill something and is a 6/6 swinging in. Like, that's not bad. It really is not. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Do we have enough colors? So I guess we get to go for Genesis Ultimatum here. We will pick all of those. We could actually... I think we bring them tapped. Let's go for the... Let's just try them. That is a lot of Terror Peaks into the graveyard. Another Elspeth Conquers Death would be bad. Another Genesis Ultimatum, though. This should be good. Fae of Wishes. Digs for another board wipe, I'm assuming. Yeah, there goes Time Wipe. So the question is how... We have enough to Genesis Ultimatum again. We probably just play Uro, though. Alright, play Uro. Keep one Terror of the Peaks in here. Just because if it dies, it's not as big of a deal. We get to still play something, draw a card. I can also play with this. Play you tapped. Alright, so yeah, we know the Time Wipe's coming. We know that we are only drawing creatures, so pass the turn. What's their bin? Yeah, nothing in the graveyard for them yet. Or no Planeswalkers creatures. Plays out the Fae of Wishes, gets to bring it back with Time Wipe. Alright, that's cool. Let's go ahead and draw. More Genesis Ultimatums. This is a very powerful card. And we do have some really big threats. Yeah, put Terror of the Peaks on top, take action. Do we have enough to play that? So unfortunately, I want it on top, but I want it where I can hit it with Genesis Ultimatum as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 7 plus 5 is 12. We're 1 off. So, Terror of the Peaks. I'm going to be a little bit greedy here with this. Leafkin Druid? Sure, why not? Yeah, you can take 0. There we go, pass the turn. Maybe we should hold on to those in case we hit Risen Reefs or something. At the same time, if we hit Omnath, it'll be a little bit more damage. Okay, Fae of Wishes. I haven't actually played with this deck that much, so if Omnath does hit and we get a bunch of other spells as well, and they've got to be running out of juice at some point. Come on. All right, we get to play this and hold up Yorion. Oh, yay, just a lot of lands. It's the best. 5, 7. I guess we shock that one in just in case. Play it again. There we go. That's a little bit better. Play it tapped. Alright, so we get some damage first. So keep this one. We have some triggers. Elemental we control. Let's go on to Omnath. Risen Reef. Risen Reef. Omnath. Hit your face. Hit your face. 6 damage. Dude, I actually really like this deck a lot. Lots of Risen Reef triggers. Oh, it's equal to the number of elementals they control at the end of it. I think we're gonna have to discard anyway, so go ahead and play the Paradise Druid. No reason not to. Discard Uro. Pass the turn. And I mean, they've already used a lot of stuff from the sideboard. That's a Nugan. Of course it's a Nugan. Because when do you not have a Nugan, really? You know? Alright, let's go Risen Reef. Oh, dang it. I guess we go Terror of the Peaks. This is actually lethal. Uro. Alright, I like this deck a lot, actually. Alright, man, whenever it gets to go off and do its thing, it is sweet. Oh, it's beautiful. Oh, man. And then we still had the Genesis Ultimatum, I think, online to play there with Risen Reef if we wanted to. I was planning to Risen Reef, Genesis Ultimatum, try to dig for the Terror of the Peaks, but once he found it, we're good. All right, up against Araquine. So we have Omnath on turn 4, Terror of the Peaks on turn 5. I mean, this has no ramp, nothing, but we have all the lands we need to play. You know what? We can draw a 2-drop or 3-drop, and if we do, great. If not, Omnath is not the worst play. It may not be amazing, though. Triome past the turn. I guess we need more blue for the ultimatum. Sure, past the turn. Swamp. Island. Just gonna be up against Flash. Alright, that's a little bit better, actually. Ooh, that's actually really good, too. Alright, so we did find a 2-drop. It's a good one. Let's see if they have the dream draw of... oh, no, they don't have green mana for Gen Razor. This could be... like, Stonecoil Serpent goes into so many decks now. I really don't... I'm always trying to think, like, what could it be? But I really... You don't know. Not nowadays. Okay, Omnath can't actually target this. We still play the Omnath into Terror of the Peaks. Just make it big. Solemn Simulacrum. Right, can't block either. Alright, Fable Passage. Get a counter. Crack Fable Passage. Get a counter. It doesn't really matter at this point. You know, actually it does a little bit. We either need red or blue to get to the Genesis Ultimatum. So, sure, blue. Swing in. They'll just draw with Solemn, that's fine. They're going to try to get to the Ugin. We'll try to slow them down as much as we can. Just try to get to the Genesis. That is one thing we saw, though. We can actually win through an Ugin, too. But getting more bodies off the board is nice. It helps. Crystalline Giant. Palladium, or yeah. Let's see if they have the Ugin next turn. We're going to go for... Man, that would have been nice to have something else there. We're going to go aggressive and swing Fat Face. Paradise Druid. All right, how much mana? 1, 2. I hate when you can't really count how many there are. 4. So they have 6. So we kill the Myrrh, and we actually are in the game. So swing in. Oh yeah, they have protection. Right. Yeah, I keep forgetting I shouldn't be attacking with him. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We also get Genesis Ultimatum with Terror on the next turn. Tezzy boy. Tezzeret Ugin deck. Ooh, that actually sounds really fun. We need to do that at some point. That's. I keep having all these like, we need to do this, we need to do that. There's just so many things we got to do, and I just don't know what to do with them. Is this Death Touch? Oh, Menace and Flying. All right. So they weren't expecting the Genesis. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. All right. Enters, I guess, tapped. We can play Paradise Druid. How close are we to lethal? I guess we're still a little ways away from it. So get some triggers. Yeah. Okay, so let's kill. I guess we kill these guys so that we can just swing at Tezzeret. All right, so put 7 there so we can kill Tezzeret. And then I guess we keep growing Omnath. Why not? Grab another land. Dude, I love this deck. It is really fun. A lot of stuff going to the graveyard. That's fine though. And let's go ahead and put you there. Oh man, this deck is so fun. And we get to draw cards every time Omnath. So now that we have more than 8 lands, we get to just draw. Maybe I should just put all the counters onto Omnath. I just realized. Did I miss lethal? I think I missed lethal. All right, I have two more lands I can play here. So up to. All right, so we still have it up to 11. So we have it. All right, cool. And I'll attack at face. We can still play some stuff if we wanted to. Is all good. All right, cool. Dude, yeah, when this deck goes off, whew, it goes off. All right, up against the Stereo Nipple. Bring it on, Stereo Nipple. Do we keep it based off Uro? I mean, this is such a weird deck. I really don't know what's good. If we were on the play, this hand I would keep it. If we're being on the draw here, I think I'm gonna mulligan. Try to find something like this. So yeah, this is a little bit better. We drop the Terror. I'm fine with finding Terror kind of while we go. I was trying to play Steam Vents. I thought I grabbed it, and then whatever. So it is a little bit better to play Paradise Druid, holding onto this for Risen Reefs. Is this a mirror match? Oh, please be a mirror match. I actually want to see this. This is good. All right, play Risen Reef, so I can kill it with Omnath. Do it. You know you want to. So, oh, swinging in. All right. So we have a more guaranteed chance to actually get into Cavalier Thorns, which, you know what, let's go ahead and go for the Omnath. If they have a Flame Sweep, this is bad because we lose the Paradise Druid, but like, it's all good. Omnath will get really big, and that's really good. Hit your face. Gonna miss elementals after rotation. Yeah, I agree with you there. Elementals are just fun. The nice thing is that Historic is still a thing. We're gonna keep playing them. I like Historic a lot. I know a lot of people don't, but I think that I'm gonna be trying to play it like 1 out of every 4 videos for YouTubes. So I can play Leafkin and have it be a really good blocker here. Either way, I guess we lead off with this first. Triome. Trying to think of what they could have. They could have like Scorching Dragonfires. This could just be Teamer. I want to keep Omnath alive. So no attacks past the turn. Teamer Adventure. That's what I was trying to say. Proliferation. Yeah, proliferate. Honestly, Omnath with proliferation stuff could also be really good. I haven't played with Omnath in forever. I'm just recognizing more and more. He's a busted card. It's actually kind of swell.
Behold, nature's true power.
Yeah, no blocks. We take the beats down to 14. This is forcing him to block with the forest. Yorion is interesting. I could swing in, blink this, get 2 points of damage, and I don't think it's quite worthwhile. I could play the other Omnath, kill the forest, swing 4 at Nissa. No, because we lose the other Omnath beforehand. So play Cavalier, just have a big blocker for a bit. Let's go with... This is coming to the battlefield tapped. So Fable Passes let us grow the Omnath a few times. No, it's untapped. Okay, I couldn't remember. Counter here. Yeah, swing at Nissa. They're gonna block with the land. That's cool. They don't block with land. Alright, yeah, kill Nissa. They must have another one? What do we need here? Blue, green, red for the Genesis Ultimatum. I guess another blue. Kind of the Omnath, kill the Nissa, pass the turn. They still have 5 mana available. I'm really liking this deck a lot. It is a little bit slow. You have a lot of big, beefy stuff, but this is the whole thing, is that mid-range was out of the question for a while because Teferi was a thing, Wilderness Reclamation was a thing. Like, it basically became a format where mid-range couldn't really be played. And unfortunately, aggro is still strong enough, has enough valuable answers that it's still hard to play mid-range. We saw that best of one or everything, but for the most part, mid-range is supposed to be favored against those decks. Like, if I got to a Cavalier Thorns, a couple of, you know, big beefy stuff against mono red, they're not going to be able to beat it. And so we do just have some really powerful things we're playing here. I mean, I don't want to just miss too much stuff here, but I guess we keep ramping. That is one thing I know how to do. Let's go ahead and put it onto a Cavalier Thorns and actually swing in. This way, if they block, they can double block to kill it, but we get to kill either Cavalier, which they can get Nissa back. If they double block with these two, we get to kill something else. Maybe this isn't the best. What can we bring back? Terror of the Peaks, which is kind of the goal. If we terror into Yorion, we should just win. So yeah, kill their Bone Crusher Giant. We get what we want. They don't get to dig for their stuff. So we will stack this with Terror of the Peaks on top. Take action. Yeah, Dude, Terror of the Peaks is such a fun card. Alright, so I need to not tap down Leafkin Druid next turn, because I think that we can have enough mana to play multiple things. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh man, we're so close to being able to play Uro as well. We need 1 more mana. Alright, this is a mirror match, which we don't have Nissa. That is actually a downside. Nissa would be nice to have in this deck. I think at least like a 2 of would be good. Okay, play Terror of the Peaks, pass the turn. No attacks. B on D. Jeskai Feather in Historic. Ooh. I played a lot of feather decks in the past, so I'm not sure if I'll play it soon because there's just so many other new stuff to play. Like for me, that's what's fun, is playing new stuff, and I've played a lot of feather. Rodha. Is this also an elemental? Bird serpent. Okay. They don't play Uro. This feels like they have another Omnath. Do we want to put anything on top of our library here? Another Terror of the Peaks could be good. If we get the Yorion, we get to play, so we get to do 4. This will only be a 3/3, but we have 2 elementals, so we get to do 5, 5 plus 4 and swing in the air. Not quite. So we find like something like Paradise Druid or something cheap, we can actually win. So let's say no blocks, we'll take it. Down to 11. How often do I stream? So for the last little bit, oh, rude. For the rudeness. Oh man, that would have been a great turn with Terror. Yeah, so I've not been streaming recently because within the last week or so, my wife had a baby. So that's why I've not been streaming too recently. Hope I'm doing good. Yeah, I'm doing great. Laugh is good, baby's good, everything's great. All right, so we can Yorion with quite a bit of results here, so it may be worthwhile just to go ahead and pull the trigger while we can before other bad things happen. Like they're getting close to just wanting to swing in here. Radha is really big and bad. We have another Omnath, we can kill their Omnath. Cavalier of Thorns. Cool, 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 cool. We can also just bring back an Uro at some point. Genesis Ultimatum would be the dream, though. It was a girl, a little girl. She was on the stream here just a moment ago with us. Yeah, so the biggest difference that we have in this deck is we don't have the Nissa. Which I do think that having at least 2 copies of Nissa would probably be worthwhile in this deck. I'm not going to add it during this video or while we're playing, recording here, but I think it definitely is worth having. Oh, and Radha, which Radha, meh. It is good ramp, but not as good as Risen Reef. Yeah, they get a lot of draw. One issue here is that we've not had enough lands. Once you get it to the 8th land, we get to start actually drawing cards consistently. And we are 1 off from that. Alright, so block here. Take the 7. Yep, they get to grow it a little bit more. It's fine. We have to try to find an answer here. Oh, right, they just kill that. I always forget which things are elementals, even though I'm playing the exact same deck. You know? You know. I can go Risen Reef Omnath. Let's go ahead and grab the Terror of the Peaks. Take action. Actually, maybe I shouldn't have done it because now we don't get the chance for the Ultimatum. Yeah, so this one's over. We can't actually win from that point. I should not have put Terror of the Peaks on top, because if we had hit an Ultimatum, then we still had a shot. If we didn't, it would have been nice. I really wish they'd let us draw cards here. That is one thing that they did right in MTG Online that they have not implemented on MTG Arena. And it's honestly really annoying. I like Arboreal. Yeah, Gilded Goose is definitely, I don't know. Gilded Goose and Arboreal Grazer are very close. The nice thing about Arboreal Grazer is if you do get ramp with it, it is so much better than Goose, because you don't just use it one time. Being able to gain life with everything with Goose is nice too. But I would say that Gilded Goose is worse than Grazer. Barely, but worse. All right, Herdos Druid. We get to play Uro and another Paradise Druid. It's a pretty good turn. Birth of Meltus. No untapped land, but a lot of good ramp. All right, so we really don't want them to have a board wipe. All right, untapping with 6 mana, potentially 7. So we could Genesis Ultimatum on the next turn. Whew. Ooh, that'd be good. And then if we get to Yorion after that, oh, lordy. All right, so untapped land. That is the dream. That's a Shadow of the Skies. Yeah, we play with what we've got. We get value. That's okay by me. Risen Reef. Risen Reef does dodge around Narset. Take action. Okay. Well, board wipe does stop the Genesis Ultimatum. Let's see if they actually fire it off. Yeah, they do. They do indeed. Narset. Alright, now we'll just play Omnath. Ah, man. Elspeth Conquers Death? Really? Oh, he's got to do me dirty. So, guaranteed Elspeth Conquers Death comes for Omnath, right? So, instead what we do here is we play Leafkin Druid. We put the counters onto Leafkin Druid, basically. Actually, we don't even end up getting counters because of it, but... whatever. Alright, play Omnath. I just wanted to make sure we put some priority towards playing Leafkin. I could have played that differently to where I played lands, got counters onto this. For some reason, I was thinking that I could still get counters onto Leafkin Druid. So Elspeth Conquers Death comes out. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And we get to Genesis Ultimatum. Okay. Few good things. Everything tapped. Alright, let's go. Yeah, whatever, it doesn't really matter. Play it tapped. I'll land another Genesis Ultimatum. Seems good. Pass the turn. Yeah, the ultimate best thing possible is to have a turn where you can play Terror of the Peaks and Genesis Ultimatum on the same turn, or Terror of the Peaks and Yorion on the same turn. Has the Shatter. Let's go ahead and just thin out our deck a smidge here before we end up milling away whatever's on top of our deck. Alright. Basic Forest, land. Get to draw the card. What do we want? Terror of the Peaks is good. We already have one in hand. Risen Reef? Risen Reef into Genesis Ultimatum. I know it costs 2 more, but I think that we'll have enough. And that gives us the most chance for, like, just lots of value. Yeah, take action. We could also Terror the Peaks, play Uro. But I'm kind of expecting another board wipe. Alright, so play land. 2 lands left after that. Alright. So let's go Terror the Peaks, Uro. If we hit land, we can play Risen Reef as well. If they have the board wipe, then great. Good for you. I'm not sure if it really matters what things we're playing here, but it's all good. This is 6 damage. They have Narset in the graveyard. Ooh, and we get the Risen Reef. Nice. Maybe I should be holding on to that for Genesis Ultimatum, but we're just going to say that they don't have another one. They've already played 2 board wipes. The odds of them having another board wipe, I guess with Narset, it's a little bit higher, but totally not likely. They found it every time, for the love of donuts. Oh, man. How many times do we have to kill people before they recognize they should just stay dead? All right. At least we get to keep Genesis Ultimatuming. I am going to play out Leafkin Druid first here. Actually, how many cards do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I can do double Genesis Ultimatums. As long as I find an untapped land here. Still a pretty high chance of finding the Terror of the Peaks, right? So guess we go for it. I was thinking we play this out to maybe hit the Omnath. Hey, there we go. Got the Terror of the Peaks. 1, 2, so we have 6 down here land, so we pay 2. Okay, we got it, we got it. All right, get some triggers. Let's go damage at face, damage at face, damage at face. Elemental you control, sure. Which one is this? I could kill Narset here before the draw triggers happen.
You could use some training.
Oh, I messed that up. That's fine. Ultimatum number 2. Yorion might have been a safer play. Oh, really? Oh, no. That is a lot of not stuff. How many untapped lands do we have here? Oh, I was thinking that we could maybe get the untapped land for Uro. All right. All right, swing face, swing. Elemental you control. Okay, we get to draw a card, so we could find some more damage here with Paradise Druid or something. Omen of the Sea. Alright, keeps digging for more board wipes. If they find the 4th one, then good for you, sir. I guess we hold off on this then. Actually, no. Because we do get another Risen Reef trigger, right? Sure, yeah, take action.
Contain your rage.
Oh! Okay, I keep reading. So this is when it enters the battlefield, it deals damage equal to target creature equal to its power. I keep thinking that its power is unchangeable because it's an ETB effect. So I thought it would just check its power based off of when it enters the battlefield, but the trigger goes on the stack and I can raise the power. So I've actually been misplaying quite a bit there. Yeah, so I definitely miss lethal by doing that. Dude, they have flipping everything. Good for you. I mean, we're still very much in this game, but still, that's just annoying. So yeah, I did misplay there pretty hard. So they didn't have enough mana to play the time wipe as well. So that was cool. Oh man, if we find green mana, this is the hand of all hands. I can't hope for it enough though, and actually have it come. All right, keep 6, drop Genesis Ultimatum, pass. Play the forest, pass the turn. Druid, Risen Reef, Omnath, all the dreams coming true. Except we're up against more Ugin. Not sure that's my dream. If it is, that's a terrible dream. Cultivate. So much ramp. Oh no. No. I don't know if they have ways to interact like a brazen borrower, I guess. I don't have to shock myself here, so I guess I won't. Ooh, take action, play it tapped. There we go. Yeah, I can't bring that in untapped, unfortunately. But now we get to play Omnath and Leafkin Druid on the next turn. Solemn Simulacrum. What do I want to kill here? So it's better to hold on to the Fabled Passage and play Omnath first to get counters onto things, which I could put 2 counters onto Risen Reef and swing in. Or I can play the Leafkin Druid and actually kill Grazer. We have Fabled Passage on the next turn. And we can still hit land with the Omnath trigger here, so... I guess actually it may be better to kill this Simulacrum. Alright, so kill you first. Ooh. That's good too. Now we could even wait a little longer for that. And actually swing in here. Alright, swing in with Risen Reef. We need more red mana. Down to 17. Yeah, let's just get the value while we can. Not a lot of things feel better than having a lot of counters onto like a Risen Reef. Like if Risen Reef is the beatdown creature, like that hits in the feel goods a little bit, you know? That Ugin, I'm kind of okay with. That's all right. Okay. Other Ugins, not so grand. Let's see, how many lands do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we play this first, play Fabled Passage later, because we can end up potentially drawing cards with this. Omnath is good. Take action, it automatically comes in tap, so that's fine. Elemental I control, let's put it onto a Leafkin Druid. Let's go Fabled Passage. Let's see here. Alright, on to Leafkin Druid. That's an Omnath. Okay, play Omnath. Alright, so we only get to do 4, so we want to keep this one. So 4 points of damage. Get some Risen Reef triggers. So we're gonna have 4, 5. Yeah, we get to kill the Ugin. So kill, I guess, the Grazer. Take action. Just tapped. Counter here. Take action. Counter here. We could even play Uro here if we wanted to. Yeah, just the amount of value there. I mean, if they found the other Ugin, sweet, but the amount of cards we get to draw, the amount of different stuff, it's just... This deck is so fun when it's going off. All right, turn 4, Tear the Peaks. semi-ramp into... I'm going to keep this. This is one of those hands that if we're up against a mono red deck is really bad. But it's not a bad enough hand that I'm going to mulligan, because we can run into worse hands pretty easily. The name is Ember. It's a little girl. Yeah, Ember, as in Ember Cleave. I know I've heard that one a few times. Sweet, we had to keep Nate here. Yeah, so I was waiting to start streaming until my mother-in-law showed up. All right, so we're keeping this. Yeah, so I was waiting to start streaming until my mother-in-law showed up, which ended up taking a little bit longer, which, I mean, we're glad that she was able to come and everything. So grateful for the help. But I was expecting it a bit earlier. No, that's why I'm doing a late night stream is what I'm trying to say. Well, I'm actually I'm surprised how many people we have on right now. This is 1 a.m. and we have 63 viewers. We had 79 for a moment there. That's pretty good for me on Twitch. Might have to do more late night streams like this when it's taking so much time. I know I don't always play fast, but whenever I think things through, it's because there's a reason to be thinking things through, not just kind of willy-nilly thinking stuff, you know. I don't do that. I am prioritizing Paradise Druid coming out over Leafkin Druid because Risen Reef, Leafkin Druid's better to hold back. And also just hexproof, all that kind of stuff. You know how it goes. The only reason to hold it back here would be to have it use the Terror of the Peaks. Alright, that is a lot of lands we keep drawing. Which, I mean, is kind of the deal. We're fine with that. I should not have swung in. I keep forgetting Omnath is a thing. Down to 18. Yeah, and they got it. Well, drats. That slows us down just a smidge, but a smidge is enough. Terror of the Peaks or Risen Reef? I guess we go Terror of the Peaks. Grab what? I guess blue mana here. If we hit the right stuff, we can end up killing a lot of things here. So, yeah. Yeah. I'm assuming this is kind of a similar mirror match. It's weird. I feel like I never see these decks. And then as soon as I play this for a little while, Arena's like, oh, you play that kind of stuff? Let's go ahead and put you up against the exact same type of people playing the exact same type of stuff. This is just how it goes sometimes. Yeah, I will never run up against this deck. And then you start playing a little bit of elementals and you run up against it all the time. I don't see how that makes sense for like a natural ranked play style. Whatever. The best Ultimatum cards are Genesis Ultimatum is my favorite probably. I mean, it depends on what format you're playing as well. Like, obviously, there's some that are really powerful out there. Omnath gets the boost. Fortunately, Risen Reef doesn't kill their Risen Reef now. I think we do try to play out creatures to get Leafkin Druid up. Though, doesn't swing in. Wow, that's a lot of lands. So technically we should play this to thin out the deck to get the Risen Reef to draw something other than lands. At the same time though, we want the ramp. And this is a thing. Cracking Fabled Passage gives, for some reason, a higher percentage of hitting land off the top. I have noticed this. Not all the time, but every once in a while it just adds a little bit of extra. If we find another creature, I want to go ahead and throw the damage at Risen Reef. Okay. Yep. See, it's a land off the top. That's just how it goes. So we're not going to be able to block them too well anyway. If they play an elemental, they grow this to where it can kill the terror. So we just throw damage at face, pass the turn, and we just hope that we can get this Genesis Ultimatum off. If we can, we have a high chance of winning. If not, meh. Best of one has a lot of mirror matches. I think that they do it because of mono red. Like, people don't want to run up against as much mono red as is out there for mono red. And so if you're playing jankier stuff, whatever, they still want to make it a good experience. And so it's like, okay, if you're playing Risen Reef, you're not going to want to see a bunch of shocks and stomps and all that kind of stuff. And so then they try to put mono red against mono red, because if you're willing to play mono red, it's fine to play up against that. That's what I think is the reason why they do it. All right, Genesis Ultimatum, please don't hit a Terror of the Peaks. If they don't hit that, they don't hit Yorion. I'm kind of guessing they have a similar build as us. We'll see. Nissa. All right, this is fine. We get to Genesis Ultimatum on our turn now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, we get 2. 3 blue. Okay, yeah, we're good. We're good. Lots and lots of draws. 3 mana. Oh, how dead are we here? How close to dead? So they have 10, 11, 12, plus 3. Should have grabbed Forest there, I think, to be able to play more stuff. They have 4 mana available. If they have another Omnath, they don't get to kill the Terror of the Peaks. But actually, they do. Right, they have a lot of mana. Genesis Ultimatum is so powerful. It turns the game around completely, to an extent. Alright, how many lands do they hit? That's the question. Is it enough? Nope, they don't put it on attackers. So that's good. Yeah, I think where they're messing up here is they should be going in for complete attacks. So now they have 16. I guess the 2 extra counters wouldn't have done enough. They can have a shock and we're still good. So yeah, no blocks. We just take it. Down to 4. And we Ultimatum and pray. Oh, they have 3 more mana. I missed that. What could they have? What could it be? Hopefully not a counter spell. Uro. Alright, up to 13. Harder to kill him now. Watch us draw our Uro off the top so we don't actually get the damage out of it. Or the second Terror of the Peaks. Just keeps going. Yeah, this is the issue with Risen Reef, though, is the turns just never end. It gets so powerful. Heartfire. Yeah, I haven't seen that card in forever. It's a fun one, though. I can technically play this for free and get 2 more points of damage out of this. I guess it's not quite for free. Yeah, no, not quite. No. Oh, the worst. No. Yay, we get to ping you for 1. Should have killed Nissa, I guess. But yeah, we're dead regardless. Oh, now we're gonna hit all the good stuff. Oh, that was brutal. That was like, man, we have hope. Just kidding, we don't. Oh man. We were two cards off of hitting Cavalier Thorns, so we have so many cards in our deck that would have done enough damage there. We have 4 copies of Omnath, 4 copies of Terror of the Peaks, 4 copies of Cavalier Thorns, 4 copies of Uro, and we hit 0 of them that game. I mean, we have 4 copies of these things too, so I mean, it's fair that we're going to run into those at some point, but man, any 5 damage dealing thing would have had done it. All right, up against Chowsha, bring it on. Keep this, Paradise Druid, Uro, the stuff I like. Breeding Pool tap, pass the turn. You know what? I can actually check, I think, the number of lands right here. Thin Liquor. We only need 1 Paradise Druid. More could be nice. We'll see. There's another one. Agonizing Remorse takes the Omnath, my guess. Omnath's actually not a terrible play, just killing the Fenlurker. No blocks. Play Uro. Untapped land would be nice to play out a blocker. Shocking Yourselves hurts a little bit. Let's go ahead and play Leafkin Druid. Any hopes for Zendikar in the upcoming months? Yeah, I actually am really excited for it. I mean, I've been impressed overall with a lot of how they've done with the last couple sets. So I kind of just expect more good stuff, you know? I wouldn't be surprised to have more good things. Okay, Uro number 2. Still in this game. Alright, that's a good draw. If all things live, we actually get the ultimatum next turn. And no discard. And no doom. Whatever. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exile 2 of our creatures. Yay! 2 Uros gone. The best. Alright. Genesis Ultimatum. You can do it. I believe in you. Oh man, tapped. Sure. All right. Oh, they're legendary. We can only keep one of them. Yes. Yes. All right, everyone. So we did the thing. We played the Elemental Terror. And I like this deck a lot. There was a lot of times where we were like, okay, like I played a lot of greedy things where like we could have held on to Yorion a little bit longer and played more stuff. Then board wipes happen, whatnot, that kind of thing. But we ended up playing every single card multiple times, and Yorion I think only once or twice. But overall, the deck is really good. It's really powerful. I think a big part of it is just kind of getting lucky and hitting your good ramp spells initially into good things, you know, curving out. That's how all big rampy type of decks go. Number of lands, 28 lands in this deck. This was built by a guy that was in the qualified in the Red Bull open thing or whatever that happened recently, and the deck is fun. It's really cool. It's a really fun, cool deck, and so I hope that you guys at least try this out at some point. I'll have the link down in the description below for YouTube. I'll put it into chat here in just a moment. And yeah, by the way, if you guys want to check me out on Twitch, my schedule is going to be switching up a little bit right now just because we have 2 kids instead of 1 now as of recently. So yeah, no, that changes things up, and so I may have to do streaming more when kids are asleep, at least the toddler's asleep, because that's the hard one. You guys think that the newborn would be hard? No. Toddler with the newborn, Man, the tether just gets harder and harder. That's what I've recognized in the last few days. So, yay. Anyway, so yeah, overall, sorry, we're getting a little bit off topic here, but overall, this deck is fun. You should definitely try it out, especially before elementals go away. In historic, I think honestly, a deck almost exactly like this will still be good because like it does the thing it's trying to do. It has all the good things. The biggest issue is it doesn't have interaction. Like you have Omnath, you have Tear the Peaks for interaction, but if you get to do the thing, which I think will happen even in historic fairly consistently, you can maybe bring in like Llanowar Elves for ramp instead of that kind of stuff. An overall really powerful deck. So I really like this. I think we can go down a few lands. We were running into maybe too many. At the same time though, you want to be able to play 4 drops, 5 drops, you know, even if these guys die to board wipes. And so maybe a Royal Grazer would be nice to have in here as well. Over Paradise Druid, just to make sure we're getting the land drops hitting, all that kind of stuff. So anyway, overall, like the deck. I think it's fun. Thank you guys so much for being here, and we'll go ahead and end the YouTube video here.